Hello everyone, this is Benny Hills back with another Pioneer video. I have a popsicle this time for good luck, hopefully that helps. So, this is another run of the Maze's End deck that I've recorded 2 videos of so far. Still trying to tune it, make it as good as it can possibly be. So now, we're playing Force Seder Wayfinder over Gate Creeper Vine, and we're really sort of trying to make the Euro thing a little bit more consistent. I think that'll be a good plan. One thing to note is it'll be pretty awkward if you ever play Wayfinder and hit, like, Boros Guildgate and Dimir Guildgate, because then one's in the graveyard and you can't win with Maze's End unless you get Splendid Reclamation, so that's something to note, but it's not too common. We're down to 1 Azorius Guildgate because I really, really want to have green mana. I think that's very important. So playing 3 breeding pools now, also no Hallowed Fountain. So every single land, other than our 2 basics and our necessary gates, can make green. Well, Plaza of Harmony can sometimes make green. Also playing Circuitous Route and Hour of Promise for more things to hit with Bring to Light just speeds that up a bit. And in particular, Circuitous Route can be nice because oftentimes you only have, if you have a Maze's End in play, you can't play Bring to Light for 5 or things like that. So that's the logic there. And the sideboard is pretty different. So I'm playing 3 Cerula Gatekeeper as the sort of life gain card of choice. I think that's better. Just gaining 7 life immediately is really nice, and a 2/4 is also a legit blocker. And then I think Gate Colossus is actually sick. It's an awesome alternate win condition that can often be cast for like 2 or 3 mana. And you can recur it, and if players are siding out removal, which they almost definitely will. I mean, we have Uro, but we don't have much that removal is good against. So Gate Colossus can definitely steal some wins out of the board. So pretty excited to see how that plays. Yeah, I think this deck is pretty sweet. I mean, I've gotten 3-2 every league I've played with it so far, and so like it's definitely not bad. It really is a metagame deck. Like, I think we'll do very well against mid-range and control decks and struggle against aggro, especially now that we're not playing Arboreal Grazer. Although, I think Grazer is just not great. There were so many times where I drew it and just wanted it to be land. Um, so, yeah, we'll run this and hopefully not play against aggro and hopefully cheese some wins with Gate Colossus and just put up some results. I'm excited. I think this deck is really fun. All right, we have our opponent. Let's see if we can secure the play. We are fortunate enough to be on the play here, so that's pretty sweet. Hopefully we get a good hand too. Yeah, this hand is awesome. We have all our important colors. We have Wayfinder and Uro. We don't have an untapped land, so we will be a bit slow, but we're on the play, so hopefully that's fine. I would love to draw, I forget what it's called, the land that gains 3 life and taps for any color. We could just go Simic Guildgate into Gruul, or probably Boros Guildgate into turn 3 Teferi. It'll be interesting to see how Circuitous Route performs. Looks like our opponent has taken a mulligan. Oh, nope, they're just taking a while. Alright, so we'll definitely be leading on Simic Guildgate and passing. Oh, one other minor update is I got my mouse fixed, so hopefully there won't be really loud trackpad clicks going forward. Alright, Elvish Mystic. We don't have a Supreme Verdict in hand, but hopefully we can find one soon. Okay, Growth Spiral is a fine draw. We do need to find some lands. But I think Seder Wayfinder will help with that. If we draw a land, we'll play Growth Spiral. And if we draw a non-land, we will play Seder Wayfinder. Looks like we're up against Mono Green Devotion. I could see this going either way. If they get a fast Nissa, they could have a fast clock. Okay, so unfortunately no land, so we are just going to Wayfinder. Oof. Oh, we put a Verdict into the graveyard. That's a bit sad. We will play this Guildgate and pass it back. So no Nissa here. Vivian would also be not great. So unfortunately, our opponent has the Nykthos, so this could be a really big turn for them. Wow, that's going to be a big Voracious Hydra. So, big moment here. If they play some huge Planeswalker, we'll be in pretty bad shape. We can definitely beat the Hydra. We have Bring to Life for Supreme Verdict, but don't be Nissa. Dang it. So I think we're just going to chump block next turn. We can just prevent more damage that way. So we're probably going to be playing Uro and bouncing this land. That's a great draw, actually. That was very good. So yeah, we will, or sorry, play Teferi and bounce the land. So we'll do that. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not great. We're taking a lot of damage next turn, but if we can play a big Bring the Light, that could get us back into this. Ooh, nice. Also, having a blocker in play while we have Teferi means if they want to kill the Teferi, it's a lot more awkward for them. And if they don't kill the Teferi, we can play instant speed Verdict, which means it just protects us against Nissa and whatnot. They could use the Voracious Hydra to kill our Satyr Wayfinder, but looks like they're not doing that. Are they going to just ignore Teferi? Alright, 2 elves at Teferi and everything else at me. Alright, well, we'll just block the Jade Light Ranger. Take 5. It's a close call for if we want to play Bring to Light for Verdict or just cast our own Verdict. I kind of think we want to use Bring to Light to be mana efficient because my guess is that we're going to want to get another Verdict anyways. Yeah, I think that's almost definitely the case. So we're just going to use Bring to Light here. Uro is getting sort of close. I mean, we have the cards in graveyard. We just don't have Uro in the graveyard, but drawing another one was quite bad. So red, white, green, blue, anything? Bring to Light. Maybe an Hour of Devastation would actually be pretty interesting in this deck. Or it would be tough on the mana, I guess, but having a way to deal with Planeswalkers would be nice. So we will cast this Supreme Verdict. They're down to 2 lands, funnily enough. I have no idea what they're doing in response here. Floating 12 mana just to float it. So they have 1 Voracious Hydra and 1 Unknown. They can Ultimate Nissa soon, but that doesn't do too much at the time. They go with Jade Light Ranger, revealing 2 forests. Okay. If we had 2 lands on 2 untapped lands in a row on top, we could play and escape Uro, but that's very unlikely. We do really need to find some more lands, though, for sure. I think, like, most of our deck is lands at this point, though. We have 22 lands left. So, actually, yeah, slightly over half of our deck is lands. Are they going to cast a Hydra here? They are. So, yeah, untapped land would be great here. So we could play Spiral. Like, if we just drew 2 untapped lands, or untapped land and tapped land. Okay, perfect. So, we'll play this gate, or this plaza, gain some life, and then cast Supreme Verdict, and we can go end of turn Growth Spiral. So they're down to 2 lands. Their hand is 2 forests. We can play Uro if we draw an untapped land in our top 2 cards, top 3 actually, or any land on top that we can just put into play with Growth Spiral. Alright, so they animate the Nykthos. Our life total is still pretty healthy because we've managed to gain a lot of life, and we have more life gain coming. So we will cast our Spiral, really hope to hit a land. Maze's End would be ideal, but any land would be okay. That is annoying. Come on, land. Man. Alright, we're gonna start by casting. Let's see. I think we're casting Uro. Let's start with Uro because we could hit a land that will let us play this turn. So cast Uro. Hope to hit a plaza. Otherwise, we'll just play Rejuvenator. Bummer. I actually think I almost want to play Satyr Wayfinder instead. It's a bit more mana inefficient, but like it means we can use our land drop this turn, whereas next turn Rejuvenator can put us ahead on mana. Wow, we put 2 Uros into the graveyard. Okay, so we'll play Maze's End and pass it back. We have infinite Uros now. They can ultimate the Nissa, and if they have another Nissa, then that is scary. They'll just be making indestructible 3/3s every turn. But Uro can sort of hold them off and gain life. And okay, so they do just ultimate. So they get a million forests into play. We're still a ways away from winning. We have 7 lands, so we need 3 more before we can win with Bring Life for Scapeshift. But actually, next turn we can potentially put 3 lands into play because we can escape Uro, play Rejuvenator. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, Llanowar Elves is good for us. I'll just chump block here. I think Satyr Wayfinder won't do more than this, probably. Alright, we would love to see just lands. Alright, perfect. That is awesome. So, blue, blue, green, green, escape Uro. I don't think it matters what cards we have in our graveyard. I mean, we have no lands. So, I'll just, yeah, take out whatever. So, we would love to just hit another land. And if we do hit another land, we can win the turn after. Land. Beautiful. So now we cast our Rejuvenator. Grab a Maze's End. Or, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? We're just, yeah, I'll just grab a Guildgate. Just make sure we have a lot of colored mana. Pass it back, and now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 lands exactly. So we have exactly enough mana, or no, we have an extra mana for Bring to Light for 4 plus Maze's End. Nice. I think we got this one. So we will play this, game 3. Play Uro. Hopefully draw a gate or Maze's End. Gates Ablaze is decent. So we'll put land into play. I mean, yeah, we can Gates Ablaze to kill some things, but actually that doesn't even kill their God Pharaoh statue. So we'll see what they do here. Oh man, if they have another follow-up, we're definitely dead. Oh yeah, this looks like a Nissa. I mean, maybe it's just a huge Voracious Hydra and we can get them with a Verdict. Okay, that's fine. And now if they animate their God Pharaoh statue, we can kill that. They can also just animate that and not use Karn. Okay, so it looks like that's what they're doing. We take 6. Next turn we're taking 12. Yeah, I still think we're going to die here, unfortunately, but we're putting up a fight. Another Verdict, but that's not enough. So, cast our Supreme Verdict. I wish Gates Ablaze dealt damage to Planeswalkers, too. Oh, wait, we can't cast it this turn either way. So, kill all your things, and now they can hit us down to 2 if they have a creature. But we can play Uro. They just kill off their Karn. That's surprising. Verdurous Gearhulk. Okay. I mean, yeah, this is maybe okay. We can play Uro. This big boat will be a problem because we don't have any flyers or great ways to deal with it. I guess we could find Teferi. If we went Teferi into Uro, or Uro into Teferi, have a blocker for that, bounce your boat. It could happen. Okay, that was a very bad draw. Oh wait, we can't actually play Uro though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can. Oh, we're so close in a couple different ways. We can Supreme Verdict and play Splendid Reclamation by shocking ourselves down to 5, and then just hope that they can't crew the boat. And then we actually have the win next turn, right? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so That would mean that we win next turn. Is there any other option that doesn't make us just dead to everything? No, it sucks that this breeding pool enters tapped. And also that our Gates Ablaze isn't big enough to kill the Gear Hulk. So we kill the Gear Hulk. If they have a way to crew this, which is fairly likely, then we die. But if they don't, we go to 4 and they're instep from this. They can like make a wolf or something. And then, yeah, we win next turn. So we have a path to victory. So we'll cast Splendid Reclamation. Oh, wait. Never mind. I forgot that this was still in play. So, yeah, we're dead. Bummer. I mean, like, we could escape Uro and get rid of the Rakdos Guildgate, but at that point, we definitely can't win. So, they got us. Oh, we were actually close to being close, but they did get us. They also had, like, a pretty great draw. Karn is a problematic card for us, for sure. So we'll bring in this Teferi. Yeah, I think we are just going to cut the circuitous route and run it back and just hope to be a bit faster. Being on the play will be a big help. Also, maybe one day they won't have a 1-drop. That would be a big game changer. I think we got to ship this. The mana is bad and spells are also bad. Okay, we will keep this. We really need green mana. I think we bought them. A Maze's End. Yeah, I think I'm going to put Maze's End on the bottom. We're not going to be activating that for a while. And I do want to bring light to find Supreme Verdict. But we really, really need to find a green Guildgate. If we drew Simic Guildgate, then we would be in pretty great shape, I think. But we need to hit it. Okay, so they had the 1-drop, unfortunately. Wow, alright. There's the Guildgate. So next turn we can play Plaza plus Elvish Reclaimer, or Rejuvenator. Okay, Jade Light Ranger is fine. 9-or Elves, they'll probably put that into the graveyard. And then Burning Tree Emissary, which they kept. Okay, that's a little bit ominous that they kept that. So we'll play this land, which is just awesome here. Cast this. And now next turn we can play Bringalight. So we'll grab a Gruul Guildgate. Alright, don't play Karn, please. No Karn. Okay, oh wait, they could play Burning them. Yeah, this is actually pretty bad. Now they go Nykthos, and they go up to 6 mana. On turn 3, that's so good. Oh, jeez. Okay, this is bad. This is definitely bad. We can Supreme Verdict here. Actually, yeah, maybe back-to-back Supreme Verdicts will put them really low on lands. We need to find an Uro with a Satyr Wayfinder. Okay, another Plaza is actually a pretty good draw, I think. So, red, no. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. White, red, green, blue. Bring to life for Supreme Verdict. So this puts them back on mana a decent amount, actually. It gets rid of a lot of their devotion. And, yeah, I mean, they'll have, right now they have, I guess they can tap this and then untap it with Nissa, so they actually still have 5 mana. Would we rather get Gates Ablaze? It does still kill everything. That's actually quite close. I think we would... I think I'm just going to get a Verdict. Gates Ablaze we can cast more easily. Although I guess... Yeah, like if we drew Gates Ablaze, that would be pretty sweet. Because we could Gates Ablaze plus Satyr Wayfinder. So we'll get a Verdict. So they don't have much. And we're at 22. And we have a decent number of lands in play too. So we got some things going on. If we can Satyr Wayfinder into Uro, we can also cast it next turn. So that's pretty sweet. They just attack and pass. Wow. Wow, all of our plazas. I mean, that's good, I think. So really, really want to hit the Uro here. Bummer. Okay, so no Uro. We'll just play our Guildgate and pass the turn. And then next turn we can Supreme Verdict again. Or just like bring to light for Uro. But more likely Supreme Verdict because like they are sort of beating down, and we also just like setting them back on mana again would be good. Okay, Wolf Willow Haven, don't care too much about that. Yep, we will chump block here. Open draw Uro. Maybe it is still better to get Uro than... Like, do we have enough mana to even play Uro, though? No, we're a bit shy, actually. And, yeah, I still think we should probably kill these. Dang it. Okay, so black, red, white, green, blue. We can do it for 5. We need to find escape shift, too. I guess... Wait. Maybe we screwed up. We could have just gotten escape shift. We would have had 7 lands then. No, actually, we would still lose. We wouldn't be fast enough. So, let's get... I think we are going to get a Gates of Blaze this time, because now we have a lot of mana, and Supreme Verdict is a better card at this point. Yeah, we'll get a Gates of Blaze. Kill your stuff. We'll play Breeding Pool, and pass. And so now we have a lot of draws, but we need to hit something for sure. Uro would be probably the best. Yeah, actually, Uro would definitely be best. It would accelerate our lands and draw us 2 cards. Okay, looks like they have another Nissa here. So they'll hit us for 3, then 6, then 9. 3, then 6, then 9 would kill us. So we're dead in 3 turns. Unless, oh no, but we also are gaining life. So if we take 3, then 6, then 9, but gain 6, we're taking 12. So we will be able to survive 3 turns. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, we can win if we draw Escape Shift, I think. And they don't add anything beyond this one Nissa that we knew they had. They have 1 card in hand. Hopefully it's a brick. Okay, sweet. So we will cast that. And now we just need to find Escape Shift or a Bring to Light. This gains us a ton of life. Okay, that's awesome too. I still think we're casting Uro first. But I would be very, very happy if we drew an untapped land to play that this turn too. So, although there's not many untapped lands left in our deck. Doesn't matter what's in our graveyard still. Because we don't have any lands. Alright. Come on, untapped land or Bring to Light or Escape Shift. Okay, I mean that's fine. We gain a bunch of life. Pass it back. And so now we have 9 lands. So we also, one thing to note is we can't just win if we draw Escape Shift because Maze's End will enter tap, so we would have to wait 1 more turn. But this team's fine. They don't have any real, I mean, they can hit us for 3, I guess. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, this is a Voracious Hydra. So we're going to have to bounce it with Teferi. I'm really happy there's no Walking Ballista in the format. Yeah, we definitely have to bounce that with Teferi, which is annoying because I was looking forward to bouncing one of these forests, but yeah, this thing is obviously way more than lethal. We'll see if they double its power or fight our Uro. We would definitely rather than double its power since we're bouncing it either way. And they probably will, because it's not a 1-turn clock if they don't double it. We can put another Uro into play. Okay, so they play. Are they going to double it and make it a 48, 49? Yep, that's pretty sick. So they get to hit us for 3. We block. We'll bounce their Voracious Hydra. That was a bad draw. So bounce this. Maze's End is an okay draw. It means we can win in 1 turn now if we hit the right thing. We'll attack Nissa. It can kill it, but that's okay. Ooh, I think we just win now. Sweet. So they double block this. We could play Escape Shift now, but I think I would rather just play an Escape Uro. Just like gain some more life and have a blocker. I don't think that there's any world where having Escape Shift right now helps. So we'll do this. Another scape shift. So blue, green, green, blue, Uro. The only way we lose now is if they top deck Karn. We know their hand. So yeah, they have to hit exactly Karn for Sorcerer Spyglass this turn. Which they don't know how urgent it is because we don't have that many gates. We only have 4 gates right now. So since they don't know we have the scape shift, I mean, they would still probably go for that if they drew Karn, but yeah, it looks like they're just tapping out for the Hydra again. Okay. We're at 31, so our life total is quite high. We've gained a ridiculous amount of life this game between all our Uros and our quad plazas. So they have a 44 or 45 again. Untap and then hit us, or we'll see if they go for Teferi or us. Doesn't matter. We'll block the one coming at us. And then cast Scape Shift and win! Heck yeah, that's awesome. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, thank God. I was so scared they were going to have another Karn there. Wow, that's a lot of misses, but not a lot of problems. Should have done that pre-combat, just hit us for 3 more, but doesn't actually matter. Just in the nick of time. So, I'll tap all of these things for green. Cast Scape Shift. So we sack all 4 of the plazas. And breeding pool and island. Could also sack the Simic Guild Gate and get another Simic Guild Gate, but no reason to do that. So I'll grab Zorius, Demir, Izzet, Orzhov, Rakdos, Selesnya. Already have them all. And another Maze's End. And then activate this Maze's End, and we win. Oh, wait, ooh. Okay, yeah, get a Selesnya, then we win. That would have been pretty rough if I just, screwed that up. But we did not. So, win the game with 1 of every gate and 1 Maze's End on the battlefield. Pretty sweet. Alright, 1-0, good start. And we took down, they had pretty good draws. They had fast Nissas in all 3 games, I think. But we were able to be pretty fast and just race them. The fact that this deck sort of incidentally gains so much life is really nice in a lot of matchups. Especially since pretty much every matchup comes down to a race in the end. Just having 8 main deck sources of life gain and then also bring light to find them and other cards to find them, like Satyr Wayfinder, is really sweet. Alright, we won the die roll. That is pretty good. 4-3. It was a close battle in the die roll. We did prevail, and we have a good hand. Playing against a Yorion deck too, that's a good sign, probably. We have green and blue mana, and white. We don't have any untapped lands, but that's fine. We can just play turn 3 Growth Spiral. We do need to find a few more lands, but if we draw a couple lands, then we can play Hour Promise, and this could be a fairly quick win, potentially. Hallowed Fountain is good. Okay, Scape Shift number 2 is not ideal, but there's a good chance we'll be playing against Counter Magic, so it's fine. Definitely better than drawing Bring to Light because, ooh, Esper. Let's see if they make us discard. They did not. Alright, I think we should just play Uro, actually. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So we'll play Plaza. Cast the Uro. Do they counter it? Oh, Omen, sure. So, yeah, hopefully we draw another land. Ideally an untapped land, because then we can play Hour of Promise next turn. Okay, Satyr Wayfinder's good. So we can Satyr Wayfinder to find another land, and then, hopefully draw a land as well, and play Growth Spiral to put 2 lands into play, and then we get Uro the turn after, potentially. They're probably going to take our Satyr Wayfinder here. Maybe Hour of Promise. Our promise, alright. I think we're fine with this. Oh, Thought Eraser, then take our Satyr Wayfinder. Okay, getting left with just 2 Scape Shifts in hand is not ideal. We could just Scape Shift to put... Oh, actually, we drew another Wayfinder. That's sweet. I was going to say we could just Scape Shift and put all these lands into the graveyard so that we can Splendid Reclamation them back later, but this is definitely better. So, I guess we just take Simic Guildgate. Yeah, definitely Simic Guildgate. So we'll grab that, play it, and pass. We could have gotten the Plaza for the life gain, but I don't think this is a matchup where the life gain is super relevant. And like we have another Simic Guildgate, but I would still just rather have the gate in play, delve these away, and not worry about it. Teferi. Okay, so in response, we will cast our Growth Spiral, hope to hit a land. No land. Ooh, Teferi is interesting. We could Teferi pick up our own Satyr Wayfinder. If they minus on their Omen, that doesn't go well for them, so they'll probably plus. Yeah. So now they can bounce our Uro if we play it. Okay, Plaza's fine. I mean, just any land would have been solid there. Attack Teferi. I guess we will hold off on playing land in case we hit a tapped land. Cast Teferi. Bounce Satyr Wayfinder. I think we would rather just play that, actually. Yeah, we're going to do that. So, play Plaza, gain some more life, cast Satyr Wayfinder. I mean, cast Rejuvenator. That did not work. I mean, actually, hitting a forest is still okay. It's just a land that we can Scape Shift away. Now that we have the Teferi in play, we don't need to worry about Dovin's Veto or anything like that. So they pick up that. We can just kill it, maybe. I mean, they also could just Fatal Push our thing. Or they just cast a Teferi. Well, we can kill Little Teferi. So we will attack Little Teferi. They can't Shark Typhoon or anything here. So we'll plus here, and then we will use our Uro, leaving our lands in the graveyard. Oops. So tap correctly this time. And unfortunately, we do have to get rid of one land. So let's get rid of the breeding pool. I guess maybe we should, yeah, we should probably just play Satyr Wayfinder first, actually. We're pretty positive that we're going to play this turn. And this just, gives us a much better Splendid Reclamation. Well, never mind. Splendid Reclamation just went to the graveyard. But still fine. So, we'll cast this. Green, blue, green, blue. I don't think it matters at all. And now we have to win next turn, I think. We have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have to draw a land, but then we win next turn. Through counter magic. Or discard spells. Wait, let's recount. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So we need to draw a land, but then we can just win. They could tuck our Uro with their Teferi if they want to. If they have 2 Thoughtseizes, that would be annoying. Okay, they tuck our Teferi. That's a bit ominous because it could mean they have a counterspell. They kill our Uro. That's fine. We can just recast Uro. Okay, do we go for the win? I think we do. We can just play Uro if it fails. So, let's see. Green, green. I mean, they know we're dead. Or they know they're dead from, what we have on the board. So, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So, we only need a few blue. Alright, so Scape Shift. We'll see if they have the Dovin's Veto. We don't have enough mana to use another Scape Shift and Maze's End in the same turn. But this could just resolve. Okay, yeah, I think we just win then. So we sack all the Plazas. And this forest. We grab Azorius, Golgari, Fool, Izzet, Orzhov, and use this and just win. I don't think they can interact with it in any way. Also, even if they could, we're at 35 with an Uro. Like, they're not even like pressuring us in any meaningful way. So this game was not, it's pretty trivial, but we got there. Sweet. All right. So far, so good. So we're playing against Esper, Yorion, Control. They have some hand disruption, some planeswalkers, and whatnot. I like I like Mystical Dispute for sure. We can cut probably just all 4 verdicts. I mean, Yorion is a card, but I don't think we really care about that. And then do we want to bring in the Colossi? The issue is that they do have a lot of Teferis that are good against them. But I think I'll at least bring in 1. Yeah, I think I'm just going to bring in 1, though. All these other cards I think are a bit more important, but 1 Colossus, you never know. We could just randomly kill them with this. Like, we could play 1 verdict in case we want to have access to that, but I think that will almost never be a problem. So far, I've really liked having Wayfinder and Uro together. I think it's far better than Grazer or other cards that could be in that slot. Okay, we'll keep this hand. We have the Colossus, so we'll see how that goes. Looks like they have Thoughtseize, so that's too bad. Satyr Wayfinder, this hand is sort of leaning on Satyr Wayfinder fairly heavily, but it's alright. Every time they take a Satyr Wayfinder, we draw another one. Hopefully they don't have another, like a Thought Erasure. Okay, they just pass back. That's good. Ooh, that's a great draw. So we will cast this Wayfinder. Hopefully hit an Uro. We did not hit an Uro. We will take the Izzet Gilgate. Ooh, actually, yeah, we would just lose if Splendid Reclamation is gone. So if we take Simic, we would lose. But luckily, we have a second Simic Gilgate in the deck. So we pass it back. Actually, we wouldn't just lose. We could just, win with Gate Colossus or Uro or something. But losing on the Maze's end, win condition is rough. Okay, they just put Yorion into their hand. That's a very weak turn. We'll just shock and play Rejuvenator this turn. And the next turn we can play, hopefully hit a gate so we get to the 3 life next turn, and then we can play Hour of Promise. Also, having 2 1/1s in play is sort of nice for pressuring Planeswalkers. We'll just go for Maze's End here. And punch you for 1. Well, looks like we're not going to be gaining life with Plaza, but I don't care too much about that. We just play land tapped and pass. Sweet. Ring Light is nice, but we're still going to play Hour here. So Plaza without gaining life. Pretty funny that we have so few gates. We really want this, we want to be able to resolve Escape Shift this game. They might counter this, but if they do, that's still fine. Aether Gust? Okay, we'll put this on top. If we didn't have a land, it would be sort of close, but we have an Izzet Gilgate, which is pretty perfect. They could just jam Yorion here, but if they do that, that's not that scary. They just said GG? Wow. Alright, so, good start. We are 2-0. And this is like, that's the metagame deck you want to be playing against. Like, I think we would always beat Esper Yorion for the most part. They just don't have a clock, and they don't, it's way harder than, like, blue-white control is much harder because they have more counter magic, and they have Field of Ruin, more importantly. But if you don't have Field of Ruins and you have a slow clock, it's hard to beat this deck. Oof, we lost the die roll. No blue mana. Splendid Reclamation is sort of a brick here. I still think I'm going to keep it, though. We have, like, gates to play, and when we do find 1 blue source, we have a lot of nice cards, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we draw Satyr Wayfinder. Don't be Spirits. Springleaf Drum. That's a bad sign. I don't know what they're doing, but any deck that's playing Springleaf Drum is probably trying to be a little bit faster than a Guildgate deck. Bringley was a pretty horrible draw there. We really need to find blue mana. Oh, opt? That's interesting. So they bottomed and then played another Springleaf Drum. Okay. Blue land. Well, that's sort of blue land. At this point, I would take any land, but obviously, basic island would be the best draw in our deck. Just pass. Don't play anything. Nice. Island. This is bad. This is getting dicey. So, I mean, yeah, we just really needed land. We have 24 lands out of 50 cards, so a bit under half. Song of Creation. Okay, this could get dicey. So they discard their hand here. Oh, no. 0/0, Stolen Coal Serpent. Luckily, this dies immediately, so they don't get a chance to use Springleaf Drum. Okay, so we will probably lose this game. I mean, yeah, this could be rough. Let's see. Hopefully they just. Oh man, yeah, we're getting got here for sure. We can bring in Mystical Dispute and Rest in Peace. I think those will both be pretty good here, but for game one, not looking great. This is a cool deck. I have to give my opponent props for that. They're out of mana here, but I mean, yeah, if they just discard all these cards, they probably have at least one Uro that they can get back. At this point, the best draw is probably just Gateway Plaza. Then we could play that, gain 3 life, play Circuitous Route, get 2 blue sources, and then sort of off the races from there. Because they just discard everything. Maze's End. I mean, we're just dead, right? I mean, they can play. They don't have an Uro. I mean, I am going to play this. It gives away a bit of information. We could just concede, but I don't think I want to do that here. They can get at least one guaranteed trigger from Emery. Okay, that will make a lot of mana. Yeah, it seems like there's no way they can't combo off here, but I'm going to let them do their thing. A, there probably is some chance of fail rate. B, like, I don't really understand this deck that well, so the more I see, the better. And, C, I mean, yeah, I guess those are the main things, but this is, definitely not looking great for us. So I guess their plan is just to draw their whole deck and win with Thassa's Oracle. I wonder if this deck can beat a Gideon Emblem. I guess they could just play Psy and make a bunch of 1/1s. Commune with the Gods. They get another Emery. I wonder how many copies of Thassa's Oracle they're playing. I mean, yeah, they are very all in on this card. So if we can Mystical Dispute their one Song of Creation, then they're sort of left with a bunch of Ornithopters and just pretty weak cards. I'm trying to think if we do want Rest in Peace or not. I kind of think we do. We haven't seen any Uros, but they're definitely playing it, right? They're down to 4 cards in the library, so at this point, a Thassa's Oracle already kills me. They have like infinite mana. They have 14 cards. Oh, yep, there's the Oracle. Oh, that would be funny if they accidentally killed themselves with this by like, you draw cards before this enters the battlefield. So we haven't seen any Uros, but I have to imagine they're playing them. So I think Rest in Peace is worth it. If it shuts down Emery and Uro. Although I guess what do we not want? So these definitely come in. I think we'll cut a Splendid Reclamation since we do want Rest in Peace, I think. I'll trim 1 Uro. We want some Verdict still, but I'm going to go down a bit. Actually, maybe we still want 3. Cut Hour of Promise, Satyr Wayfinder, and we'll go 2 Rest in Pieces. Yeah, I think that seems good. It is a bummer that we can't bring to life a Rest in Peace. Mystical Dispute is probably our most important card here. If I have a hand that has a couple lands in Mystical Dispute, I would keep probably 6 lands Dispute, I think, in this matchup. Pretty funny that they just banned like a bunch of combo cards, and now we're both sort of playing combo decks still. I mean, my deck isn't really a combo deck, but theirs obviously is, so we'll see. I'm sure that if that deck catches on at all and becomes like a significant part of the metagame, people will be so annoyed, and there'll be fairly quick calls for bans. All right, we get to go first this time, and good hand. Actually, very good hand. Double Scape Shift is a bit awkward, but we have turn 2 Growth Spiral into turn 3 Rejuvenator. Hopefully we can just draw lands. Springleaf Drum, yep. So the best draw would be either Mystical Dispute or land here. Especially Guildgate or Maze's End. Nice, that's a very good one. So now we have lots of blue mana, so that is good. It means we won't have to worry about not being able to hold a Mystical Dispute if we ever draw it. So yeah, I mean, we can Growth Spiral, put some Guildgate into play, and then if we draw an untapped land, or a tapped land, we can do that too. Okay, so Guildgate, tapped land. Ooh, that is spicy. So we'll play our land and tap 3 for Mystical Dispute, or for Eldritch Rejuvenator. So we are in very bad shape if Satyr Wayfinder hits 2 unique gates. So hopefully that does not happen. I don't think we care about the life gain, so we'll just get the gate. Yeah, we really want Satyr Wayfinder to not kill us here, if possible. So I think that is worth disputing. I want to dispute a Song of Creation, but like this denies the mana, and this card is also just really good. And we could maybe draw another dispute. Rest in Peace. Okay, that is good, I think. So, come on, hit us exactly 1 gate. Okay, we have to take Rule Guildgate, so we'll do that. And, do we just... This is close. I want to Rest in Peace, but I think we're going to hold off for a bit, because if we could get Ro into play, that would be really nice. Yeah, I think that's the plan. And then we can Scape Shift just to like fill the graveyard a bit if we need to, but I do want to draw lands. Oh man, we might just lose here. Oh, Stonecoil Serpent, okay. That's fine. Ooh, that was like the best possible draw. So we'll cast that. Again, really hoping to hit 1 gate. Okay, we get a Breeding Pool, sure. If we draw another untapped land, we can just slam Rest in Peace, post Uro, which is pretty sweet. Actually, in light of that, I think I'm going to play this in Shock, so that we know we'll have the white mana. Cast Uro. I'll leave the lands in the graveyard, even though we don't have Splendid Reclamation anymore. Okay, we're getting pretty close to just winning now. I would love to draw an untapped land. Ooh, Maze's End is good too. So we pass it back. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 lands. So if we draw 2 lands, we could win next turn. Yeah, we would actually have exactly enough mana, and we could put them both into play with a Ro. We also could just lose, but hopefully not. Actually, it's very unlikely they could kill us this turn. Okay, they have the song. That's annoying, but I'm not really surprised. I mean, we'll see. They might be able to kill us. Hopefully not. Oh no. It's happening. We did a good job here. Like, we were presenting a potential turn 6 win, having gained a bunch of life and made a bunch of chump blockers. And it's like, in a way that's very hard to interact with. And we have Rest in Peace too, if we get to untap. They have 1 mana right now. Still 1 mana. A lot of cards though. Still 1 mana. We just really don't want them to hit more Mox Ambers. Oh. Didn't realize they had land drop still. Yeah, this is looking bad. I think they can probably kill us here. But again, we countered a spell. We gained a bunch of life. We created a bunch of chump blockers. We had the option of exiling their graveyard. I mean, we could have just Rest in Peace here, but so far, I mean, nothing they've done Rest in Peace has cared about. Another Springleaf Drum is not good. I mean, yeah, they have a million cards. They still need to hit a bunch more Mox Ambers, but if they hit a couple Mox... Oh, no. They have 2 mana and 14 cards. We can't play something like Deafening Silence in the board for this matchup or others because it shuts down Bring Delight. I mean, I guess we could just Bring Delight for a row or whatever, but that's not ideal. Okay, well, Opt is good for us, I think. We put a card on the top there. That's bad. No! Stop playing Mox Ambers. I mean, they only have 2 left, or 1 left now. But they're very close to just winning. They have 18 cards left, and I'm sure they have a bunch more 0 drops. But if we can untap, we could win if we draw 2 lands. And even if we don't draw 2 lands, we could slam a Rest in Peace, which would set them back a lot. Like, at the end of the turn, they discard their hand. So, if we play Rest in Peace and they just, like, brick for 1 draw, they can't do anything. Oh, they had another land, so they have 3 mana. Yeah, it seems extremely unlikely that they don't win here. Commune. I mean, at least that uses up some of their mana. So they take the Kinnan, probably. Or Stonecoil Serpent if they need more card draw. So this card doubles the mana you get from stuff like Springleaf Drum and Mox Amber. Okay, so they do just go for, and it's also like a mana sink. They do just take the Stonecoil, so you can draw 2 more cards. They don't have 2 blue mana right now, but they do have 1 more Mox Amber in their deck. It's a real bummer they didn't hit their last Mox Amber on the Commune of the Gods, because I think if they had, they wouldn't be able to make enough mana. Void Snare, okay. So that's mana neutral, but it does draw them a card. So, we'll see. Oh, no. Yeah, now we die. Now they just play Thassa's Oracle, and that will kill us. Bummer. We put up a good fight there. What if we just had one, like... Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they definitely have it. If we, like, we're saving 1 Mystical Speed this whole time. Boom. Gotcha. Yep, they draw down to 1 card in library and then win with Thassa's Oracle. This card should have been banned. Why is this card still legal? There goes the Trophy Dream. Again, we really put up a good fight there. I'm happy with how our deck performed. We would not be able to win next turn. We would have been a bit shy on mana, but we could have played Rest in Peace. Yeah. Oh well. Well, we're 2-1. Still a decent result, but frustrating to lose to combo when they worked so hard to ban all the combo decks. Alright, we have our opponent. Hopefully we can win the die roll, and hopefully we can play against a control deck and not a combo deck. Alright, 1 for 2 at least. Sign seems good. Satyr Wayfinder can help us find more lands. I mean, it is light on lands, but Satyr Wayfinder will find us at least number 3, and we have a lot of lands in our deck, so hopefully we can just draw some naturally as well. 2 5-drops in the opener and Escape Shift. Like, these 3 are all not really cards we want to see in the opening hand, but it's fine. We can also potentially just Escape Shift, sack a bunch of lands on turn 4, and then, or, maybe turn 5 because of tapped lands, and then the turn after, Bring to Light for Splendid Reclamation and just return them all. Depending on what we're playing against, that could be dicey, because if it gets countered and we sacked our Boros Guildgate, that's very bad. Well, against Basic Island, drawing Supreme Verdict is not great. Or just in general, we just want lands, but maybe this deck should be playing 28 lands. That's close. So Blue-Eye Control. This is a nice looking island. second nice looking island. Okay, so I'm just gonna cast this. I mean, we could just, yeah, we should cast this over playing Growth Spiral. No sensor or anything. I guess we could have shocked ourselves to play around that. Well, I'm actually pretty happy to mill these cards. I don't want no Escape Shift and don't want another Verdict, so this seems fine to me. And hitting another gate there is pretty perfect. So, alright, third basic island. We will attack for 1. Hoping to draw lands. As always. Oh, we have to shock before we can play Uro, but that's fine. So, we'll do that. Green, blue, random. Hoping to draw a Guild Gate or Maze's End. If we miss our land drop, that will be awkward. We won't really have much to do next turn. Oh, dang it. Well, Teferi will probably be pretty good against them if it resolves. Still no plays, so we don't really know what we're up against here. Fourth basic island. Jeez. So at this point, solidly over half of our deck is lands. So we will cast the Teferi. Really hope it resolves. We could just pass, but I don't think that does too much. Okay, they neutralize, sure. We're getting close to being able to play Uro, but our mana is not great for that. We still need 2 mana that's green or blue. They just play Island and pass. What is going on? Alright, well, we'll just jam Teferi again. It'll likely get countered, but at least then we're setting up for our Bring Lights and whatnot to be able to resolve. Alright, neutralize again. This is very, very frustrating to be missing so many land drops. And it's not like we milled a bunch of lands with Satyr Wayfinder, which would have made us have a de facto lower land count. Well, drawing Maze's End is very, very nice, because now we can make sure we basically don't miss another land drop for the rest of the game. So we'll play that, pass it back. We still really want to draw a land with the Growth Spiral. Is this a shark? Yeah, 3/3 shark. So that's like a bit of a clock, but it's pretty slow. And we have Verdict for it if we really need to. This looks like it's just mono blue control, which should be a pretty amazing matchup, I think. They play a Shark Typhoon. Well, that could be bad. Hit for 3, yep. We will cast our Growth Spiral. Nice. I mean, not the best land to hit, but still land. We draw an untapped land. Okay, we can just play Uro here. I think that's what we want to do. So, as always, really, really hoping to hit a land. I guess that's not literally always true. But if it's an untapped land, we can also use Maze's End, which would be pretty sweet. Nice. That's perfect. So, we have already played land this turn, so we'll just pass, I think. So yeah, we can definitely race the Shark Typhoon. The only issue is it could be hard to resolve one of our Bring Delights or Scape Shifts, especially since 2 Teferis are gone. So, we'll see about that. And I'm just going to use Maze's End to grab Azorius Guild Gate here. There you are. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 different gates in play right now. So it will be pretty hard for us to get there naturally without resolving Escape Shift. They could have a bounce spell for Uro. That would be a bit sad. Okay, nice. I guess we also could just kill them this way. They're at 15. Okay, Circuitous Root actually gives us a chance to just get there naturally. So, we'll cast Circuitous Root. We haven't played land drop this turn, but we're not going to be able to, unfortunately. We'll see if they counter this. They do not. That's interesting. So I don't think it really matters what we get here. I guess I'll grab Mir and Golgari. And we'll cast Escape Shift and fully expect it to be countered. I mean, if it's not countered, we can just win next turn. But this is just to draw the counter spell out. Engulf the shore? What? Okay. That makes no sense. Also funny that the engulf immediately kills the shark that it creates. Is this just resolving? Okay. That was a sort of weird line. Well, we'll pass it back. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unique gates in play. Mystic Sanctuary so they can rebuy a neutralize. We're also at 24, so we're not under any pressure. And we can play Uro because we can Satyr Wayfinder to fill the graveyard, so this should be pretty good for us. Okay, I'm going to start with Satyr Wayfinder. Grab, is it Guildgate? Then cast Teferi. No, I think we'll cast Uro first. So they definitely will let this resolve, but they could counter it on the other side. So we want to draw a land. Another Uro. So we could just use Maze's End. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we're just going to use Maze's End and then play land because we still have a land drop to play. So we're missing 3. So we can grab a Gruul and play this and pass. And if we draw one of the gates, we just win. Or in 2 turns, we win. And we have a verdict, so we can kill, like, if they make a shark in a turn, we can kill that. They could play, like, oh, they just concede. Sweet. This should be a really bad matchup for them. Like, if your main interaction is counterspells and we can just win without playing spells, that's pretty brutal. So definitely like Mystical Dispute. Do we want the Gate Colossi? I'm going to board down in verdicts. We definitely want at least 1 to deal with the sharks. I think we'll just run this. Like, we could play the Colossus, but I don't think they're going to have ways to really mess up our thing. If we see Ashiok, then we probably will bring in these Colossi, but for now, we're just going to run this. Another card that I've thought about as an alternate win condition is Kenrith, the Returned King, or the Fallen King or something. I think Returned King. Seems more in line with the flavor. It's a 5-mana 5/5 with a bunch of sweet activated abilities. And it's like just something you can get with Bring to Light, but I think I like the Colossi a bit more. Even though you can't get them with Bring to Light, just the fact that you can recur them and they're so cheap a lot of the times is really sweet. Alright. So, easy mulligan, unfortunately. And a great hand. So we will keep this and put back one of the Bring Lights, I think. Having multiple 5-drops isn't great, and we each want to play a lot of lands. It's nice to have a Maze's End and 1 untapped land. So we'll get this Guildgate into play. Next turn we'll play Boros Guildgate and then Breeding Pool. Oh, never mind. Now we'll just be shocking. If they censor this, they censor it. That's fine. Frantic Inventory. Ooh, that's a spicy one. But still, that's just not really the axis upon which this game will be won or lost. We'll see if they counter this. I doubt they will because we could just untap and play Teferi. Okay, great to draw land. So we will cast Uro. And the next turn we can play Wayfinder plus Uro from hand. Unless we draw on top land. So Simic Guildgate and Orzhov Guildgate. Oh wait, no, we don't have the colored mana situation to get Uro. Okay, so they get their frantic inventory value already going. That's pretty sweet for them, but I think it's not going to be enough. We could also play Bring to Light, but I think we're just going to save that to get Escape Shift later. They can rebuy Frantic. That's pretty cool. Circuitous Route. Well, we'll start with the old Wayfinder. Grab a Breeding Pool. And I'm just going to shock and play... no, we'll play Uro, actually. Very likely to be countered, but that's okay. Or, I mean, it's very likely that they have a counter. That's why we're doing this instead of the Circuitous Route. 8. Alright, we'll shock. I don't think our life total matters. And, I mean, I also don't think they'll play something we need to counter here, but it's possible. Mono blue Drago, huh? Could be good in some matchups, but not this one particularly. I'm just going to counter this, I think. They can counter back if they want to. It looks like they're missing land drops. Otherwise, they wouldn't be casting this in their main phase. Oh, dang it. Alright. Well, now I sort of wish I'd saved that to force through a spell, but it's fine. And we have a pretty awkward amount of mana. We could just use Maze's End. I think I'm actually going to do that. I really want to play land this turn. And if we can't play 2 spells, so it's very unlikely that we can resolve a spell. Grab Dimir Guildgate. Play Maze's End. Hit for 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gates. So we're 4 turns away from winning without casting any spells, since Maze's End sort of counts as a gate. Did they play land? They did. Okay. Another Bring to Light. Alright. So we will attack for 1. If they make a shark and kill it, then we have a good window to resolve something. So we will return this using our land that cannot cast Uro. Man, this must be sort of painful for the opponent. They just can't do anything about what we're doing. And then we'll play Uro. Leaving 1 Uro in the graveyard. They counter this, presumably. Yep, there's the neutralize. I guess if they have disallow or something like that can counter activated or triggered abilities, that could maybe do something. But again, we can just keep on using Maze's End. We can put a lot of win the game triggers on the stack. Another Maze's End, that's pretty sweet. So attack for 1. And then we will cast our Circuitous Route. And if this resolves, we can just win next turn. I don't think it's particularly likely that it resolves, but you never know. Okay, Gearhulk is a bit unfortunate. Wait, oh. Did I really just screw up? We can make... Oh, no, we can still play Bring to Life for 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gates in play. Okay. So, white, black, colorless, green, blue. So we can just get Escape Shift here, I think. Right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total lands in play, so we can just play Maze's End, and that should be good. Grab Escape Shift, cast Escape Shift, sack Breeding Pool, Maze's End. and grab, we'll go to Guildgate. Is it Guildgate? Rakdos Guildgate. Again, leaving the Selesnya in there because if we drew a Selesnya Guildgate, that would be fine. We can still get Maze's End. Oh, wait. Actually, it doesn't matter. In this case, it doesn't matter. But in general, I like to leave the one that we have two of in the deck. It's just like a little bit safer. And there's some times where you really need to be able to find the gate with your Maze's End. So now they just lose. And they know it. I mean, unless they have Disallow. So we'll use this. You can also play Uro from the graveyard this turn. Also play Bring to Light. Do you have the Disallow? Alright, you do. Congratulations on that one. We will replay our maze and cast Uro. We will leave, I guess, Maze's End in the graveyard, doesn't really matter. I probably should have played Plains first in case they have Mystical Dispute. I don't think they do, but it could happen. Oh, Censor, okay. Okay, there's a Neutralize, so we'll just play Plains and pass. Oh, wait, we can't play Plains. Never mind. Not a misplay. So they still have to have Disallow or they lose. We're just going to leave back this Sailor Wayfinder and Chump Block the Gear Hulk. We have Bring to Light as well, so we can Bring to Light for a Supreme Verdict. We only have 2 cards. I think we should be in good shape here. Alright, so they have a Dig Through Time. They're very likely to find counters. I mean, if they find Disallow and another counterspell, maybe they have a chance, but I still think that, like, we're just not under that much pressure. And we can just, like, they have to have a Disallow every single turn for the rest of the game. And, like, we can just use Maze's End and cast other spells. And if they're spending their whole turn just, like, disallowing my Maze's End trigger, then we can just keep on progressing in other ways. We could also always just draw, like, a little Teferi or something. We'll see, though. I mean, it ain't over till it's over. Cycle of Censor. So that they probably had to take a Censor off a Dig Through Time is my guess there. So, do they find a Disallow? They do not. All right, sweet. So, 3-1. Lost a combo again, but that's how it goes sometimes. Hopefully we play against that again. We've had a pretty good lineup of matchups, I would say, for this deck. Haven't played too many aggressive decks. Lots of blue, lots of counter magic. Alright, we're on the play. That is pretty sweet against Jimmy Setzer. And we will keep this hand. It's a little bit awkward mana-wise. Like, if we play turn 1 Maze's End, we can't play Growth Spiral on turn 2. So I think we're just going to lead on Breeding Pool into Island Growth Spiral, which is such a normal start. They're going to be so surprised to see us put Maze's End into play with the Growth Spiral. And we need to find a white source with a Verdict, ideally. Okay, basic Forest. Yeah, definitely need to find a Verdict. Don't think it matters between Forest and Island here. But if we draw a white Guildgate that we can put in play with a Growth Spiral, we can play turn 3 Verdict. Is this Green Devotion again? Ooh, spicy. Okay. So, Enchantment Tribal. That should be a really good matchup, I think. Growth Spiral, White Guildgate. Alright, a Guildgate, still good. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. Well, yeah, so we probably should have put Maze's End into play, because if we drew a brick, we might just want to use Maze's End this turn, but we drew a spell we want to cast. I'm going to main phase it in case we draw a Satyr Wayfinder. Wow. Let's put Island into play. Cast Wayfinder. Hit a Rakdos Guildgate. And would we rather put the Rakdos Guildgate or Maze's End into play? Probably probably Rakdos Guildgate. Actually, we're probably not going to be using Maze's End next turn. So I'll play Rakdos Guildgate so that we can have Bring Life for 4. They did miss their land drop, worth noting. So if we do Bring to Life for Verdict. That will put them back down to 1 mana. They cast an Elvish Mystic. Cast a Wolf Willow Haven for 1 mana. That's spicy. I think we are just going to Verdict this turn. So we'll just chump block here. If they attack, actually, now that they're attacking, we could just play Uro. Maybe that's better. Ooh. We could also just go get Scapeshift right now, and then Splendid Reclamation everything back. Can we just win next turn, actually? I think we can. So we play Maze's End, play Scapeshift, sacrifice all 6 lands, get 6 new gates. Oh no, we can't quite win next turn. But I still think we're going to go for that. So we will play Maze's End and Scapeshift. And I don't think they can interact with this. Like, it will suck if they somehow get rid of our Splendid Reclamation, but I don't think their deck does that. So, green, red, black, blue. So we've played it for 4. I mean, we could also just save. Maybe we should just play it a little safer and save our 2 gates that are unique. That's close. I think it should be fine, though. I don't think they can do anything about this. No! Oh my gosh! That's so devastating. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm just gonna concede, right? Like, oh wait, actually no, we're not dead. We're not dead. Because we can just get to Splendid Reclamation now and get all those lands back. But that does really, really suck. We were so far ahead. We were like 99.9%. Actually, I think we were just actually 100% to win that game. Oh, that's so brutal. I'm sorry about that, folks. Hopefully we just draw running gates now. Another Herald. Oh, brutal. Yeah, we would just be in such good shape. Okay, so they're about to start going off. I'm a bit curious if they're mono green or another color. So we take 2. No, we are just pretty dead, realistically. I mean, alright, that's something. Our Plaza of Harmony so far just only has colorless. Wow, yeah, that was rough. Our opponent's pointing out that we have the same number of lands, which is true. Although they have a bit more mana. So wait, they can hit us for 2, 4, 6. They can hit us for 8 and kill us in 3 turns, maybe 2. So yeah, we are just dead. I just want to see if they play another color of mana. I mean, they're sort of doing their thing. They're doing what their deck is trying to do. Oh, I'm still so mad at myself. All right, I'm happy that I haven't misclicked anything like that before with this deck, but that was a pretty brutal one. Like, it's not like we clicked on the wrong land or something. We literally just sacrificed 6 lands and got none. Okay, they are playing white. We've learned what we wanted to learn. I'm gonna concede now. That was. All right, I need to stay focused, not get on tilt. Ooh, 3rd Eidolon. That's spicy. Okay, so we're gonna do it right this time. I think we just don't sideboard at all. We probably should bring in Gates Blaze, actually. Bring these in, cut an Hour of Promise, and how good is Teferi? Decent, but not like spectacular. I think I'm gonna cut Circuitous Route. I think usually when we're gonna be bring gliding for a Verdict most of the time, or like Verdict or Scapeshift or Splendid Reclamation. There could be awkward situations where we want that and we end up getting like an Elvish Rejuvenator, but I think that'll be fairly rare. All right, so I do think obviously we butchered that game. We would have won very easily. But I think this is favorable enough that we might still be the favorite in the match. Like, their deck is just very slow and cannot interact with us. Like, what they do is gain a lot of life and draw a lot of cards, but that just doesn't matter against what we're doing. Okay, good hand. We'll keep. It is a bit awkward. Like, we can't play anything until turn 4 currently. But hopefully we can draw something like a growth spiral or an untapped land. Scape shift. Don't do me dirty this time, please. So, play Golgari Guildgate. Pass the turn. Hopefully they don't have an Elvish Mystic. Bummer. Looks like they do. Yep. Alright. Well, we have a verdict that we can get to eventually. We will play Azorius Guildgate so we can have white mana. So the best draw here would be Gateway Plaza. Then we could play Uro and put another land into play. Tapping 3 mana. This could be Setessan Champion, I think. I think that's what it's called. Oh, same sort of deal. So this will let them draw a lot of cards. Another Scape Shift is not what we wanted to see. We'll play this, pass it back. Next turn we'll probably play Teferi and bounce their Satyr Enchantress. Satyr Enchanter. Their deck does look like a lot of fun. Although I'm not sure how competitive it necessarily is. Said the guy playing Maze's End. Alright, so this is almost definitely going to be an enchantment spell of some stripe. Oh, Monastery Mentor. Well, this is looking like a good situation for Supreme Verdict. Hopefully they don't have okay, another Elvish Mystic. Wow, yeah, this is going to be a great verdict. We are going to bounce, I think probably just Monastery Mentor. Or, no, probably this, actually. Okay, we actually really need to find another land. Another white source, rather. Maybe we should just play Satyr Wayfinder, actually. I think we're going to do that. Just to help increase the chances of us finding something, since a lot of our white sources are tapped. Nice. Ooh. I don't like putting it as a Guildgate in the graveyard, but we can get that back. So definitely, I mean, we need to play, we can't win unless we find Splendid Reclamation now. Although, actually, we could maybe win with Uro. If we, really blow them out, I mean, they could just sort of go off this turn and draw a bunch of cards. But if they don't have multiple enchantments, then we could really put them in a bad place with this Supreme Verdict. 2 mana, really, really hope it's just, more mana dudes, or, the... Okay, yeah, Herald of the Pantheon. This is looking like a very good Supreme Verdict. We tap 3, another Enchanter. Okay. Oh, no. That is bad. That is very bad. Please don't name verdicts. Please don't name Supreme Verdict. Oh man, are we really going to lose this matchup? If they name Verdict, I mean, we could bounce that with the Fairy maybe, but it'll be very hard to set up a turn where we can actually resolve it. Scape Shift. Okay, sweet. That's good. So we'll chump block anything here. And then they're going to go down to 3 mana and 2 cards. I mean, we do have 2 Scape Shifts in hand that get shut down, but we can just bounce that at some point. So we will cast our Supreme Verdict. Perhaps should have named Verdict. Yeah, as it turns out, that would have been better. So they're back to the Stone Age, pretty much. We get a Dimir Guildgate. We're getting close to being able to play Uro. Actually, we have enough for Uro. We can't play next turn unless we draw back-to-back untapped lands, but we can play something good. So I think I like just Teferi bounce this Herald of the Pantheon. We could try and save the Teferi, but I think just setting them back is worth it. And drawing more cards, hoping to get another land that we can put into play with Growth Spiral. Perfect. So we'll pass and end of turn Growth Spiral. And then we can, I think, put Uro into play next turn. Do we have the colored mana? Green, blue. We need 6 of the right pips. We're actually 1 shy right now. So we have 2 draws. Nice. Nice. Okay, this is going well. Blue, green, colorless, Uro. If we had our Scape Shifts online, we could win immediately, but we'll still get there. So we'll put into play a Boros Guildgate, and play Plaza. Gain some life. Blue, green, green, blue. Uro, leaving the is at Gilgate. All right, so we'll pass it back. How many gates do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are actually pretty close. Oh wait, 8, 9. Yeah, we could just get all of our gates except the Izzet gate this turn. Okay, Baffling End is good here. They can kill our Teferi. So we really need to find a Brindlelight, pretty much. I mean, we could just Mazes End for value and just like get all of the lands out of our deck except for this Izzet gate, which will make it a lot less likely that we continue drawing lands. So we'll do this. Grab a Gruul Guildgate, play a Mazes End, and pass. Not going to Supreme Verdict here. We can survive a lot of 2-point hits. We're going to wait until they play another thing like a Mentor or Satyr Enchanter. They just conceded. Okay. Well, there was actually, yeah, so we had to win next turn, as it turns out, although we didn't know. Oh, no, we would have shuffled it away with Mazes End, so maybe not. Well, 1-1. Should be 2-0, but I'll take it. Do we want to make any changes? I don't think so. It's really good that we have Gates Ablaze, so we have 2 sweepers with different names, so we can't get destroyed by Gideon's intervention. I think we're just going to play this again. Yeah. Uro does become a bit worse when we know that they have Baffling End, but that's still, like, that's not a good trade for them. We've already gained 6 life, draw 2 cards, and put 2 lands in play when they've done that. Alright, great hand. We have a Verdict on 4. We have a couple untapped lands. Wayfinder to dig for Uro. Man, they have Elvish Mystic again. Drawing land there is solid. I would love to draw some ways to put lands into play. Just be tapped. Oh. Satyr Enchanter. Monastery Mentor. Okay. That's probably a bit better for us. So I'm just going to play Plains Wayfinder. Oof. Well, it sucks to brick, but it is nice to put an Uro into the graveyard. I'd much rather Satyr Wayfinder with than Elvish Rejuvenator. I think we are just going to shock and play Rejuvenator next turn, and then assuming we hit any land, which we definitely should, then we have Verdict the next turn. We can go Verdict plus Rakdos Guildgate on the following turn. Rest in peace. Okay, well, there goes our Uro. That's a bit annoying. So yeah, that turned our Satyr Wayfinder into a pretty disastrous brick. Mana Bloom, okay. I'm just going to chump block this 4/4 here. Hopefully they don't have Gideon's intervention. If they do, well, it would also need a white source. And they didn't have a land that turn, so it's not super likely. But if they do have it, that would be bad. Drawing a land there is fine. We will cast Rejuvenator. If we whiff, I'm going to be so mad. Okay, we'll grab a Maze's End. And pass it back. And then we have Verdict up next turn, assuming they don't mess up that plan. Hopefully they're just casting Mana Bloom again. I love Mana Bloom in this deck, actually. You can just get cast triggers every single turn, and it can also add mana for you. So, Trump block, they don't have Gideon's intervention. We should be in pretty great shape. I'm not even worried about blocking the Elvish Mystic. Everyone knows what's about to happen. Also, Electro is a bit low. Wouldn't mind an Uro, even though it would get exiled, just because it would help us put some stuff into play. Oh, come on, opponent. That was probably not your best move. Alright, so we will cast this Supreme Verdict, play as a Guildgate, and pass the turn. Growth Spiral is a solid draw. Next turn we can play Rejuvenator plus Growth Spiral. Another Mentor. So we're going to wait on the Verdict for a bit, I think. There's Escape Shift. That's pretty good. Yeah, we will cast this Rejuvenator, and then really hope to hit land off the Growth Spiral. I'll grab the Unique Gate. I think we're good enough on colored mana sources. So right now we have 4 gates. So yeah, we're not that close. We do need to put some more lands into play, but we're not under much pressure. I guess our life total is a bit low. I think I'm just going to chump block here. So really hope to hit a land off this Growth Spiral. 4 mana, Eidolon of Blossoms. They get to draw a card off this, but now we definitely will Verdict. So with Escape Shift in hand, we just need quantity of lands. We don't really care which ones. Come on, land. Bummer. Land. Bummer. Alright, I'm going to start with that. We still have enough mana for Verdict. Okay, that's good. And we will cast this Supreme Verdict. And now we have 8 lands in play, so we need to draw 2 more to win. And we can use Maze's End, so we won't be missing land drops. Our life total is pretty high. We have another Verdict. So I think we're able to overcome the old Escape Shift, sacrifice all of your own lands thing. They have a Mana Bloom. Do we want to kill this? We know that they'll be able to draw some cards with it, like at least one more card next turn, almost definitely more. Okay, Guildgate is nice. I actually think I am just going to Verdict. It's not flashy, but I think it's correct here. So we'll grab, doesn't really matter, Golgari Guildgate, play Maze's End, play Supreme Verdict. Like, if we're playing a control matchup, we might not do this, but, like, we just want to slow them down. We know that we can win, so we just want them to, like, not draw cards and find Gideon's Intervention or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8. We just have 9 lands in play right now, so we can just win, actually, on our turn. Yeah, we can just win. So we play Azorius Guildgate, then turn our Breeding Pool, Plaza, and Plains into gates. And then just win. So there's that. Well, we need to make sure we click very correctly. But we can do that. So, cast Escape Shift, and we do have enough mana to do Maze's End afterwards. So we sacrifice Breeding Pool, Plaza, Plains. Okay. I'm not going to click OK right now. Okay. So we could just get a bunch of plazas and gain life. That's probably not the line. We'll grab Boros Guildgate, Dimir Guildgate, Gruul Guildgate, and then activate this. It's my favorite kind of win. When your entire board is just 10 gates, no creatures, no other lands, just the pure gate victory. Simic Guildgate for the win. Fitting that is also Simic Guildgate, our best land. Sweet. Okay, so really, really happy about that. We got a 4-1. This deck is getting better and better every time. The deck we lost to, Song of Creation, that's just a pretty tough matchup. I mean, I guess we could go to 4 Mystical Disputes. We probably should actually just have 4 Mystical Disputes. That's probably a little bit excess on the Gate Colossi. Yeah, we'll do 4 Disputes, because the Dispute is actually quite good in our deck. We really like it when we can have cards that trade up on mana, which Dispute does very well. Since all our lands are tapped, like, we're sort of setting ourselves back down on mana a lot early on. So that's definitely an exchange we should make. I don't know if that would have swung that matchup, although one more Dispute, and we would have definitely won game 2 at least. So, hard to say if we could have gotten the trophy if we had made this change. In terms of the main deck, it actually felt amazing. Circuitous or Splendid Reclamation is not great. I think 1 is the right number. We need access to this effect, otherwise we just die to Field of Ruin. But I don't really want to have multiples. It's good if you have Scapeshift, but not really otherwise. Seder Wayfinder and Uro felt great. Teferi was good. I would love to play a 4th, but I think space is just a bit tight. I guess Hour of Promise we never really wanted. Maybe we should probably just have Circuitous Route over the Hour of Promise. It can find Maze's End, but now that we have like all these Wayfinders and stuff, I think we have enough ways to find Maze's End. And I think I would slightly rather another Teferi over another Elvish Rejuvenator. Just Teferi picking up your own Seder Wayfinder is so strong. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so this is my current updated build. I do think Circuitous Route is a bit better than Hour of Promise. So, yeah, sweet deck. There's honestly an argument for putting 1 Cerula Gatekeepers in the main deck just to have like turbo life gain, but I think it's fine. We already have Uro that you can get for life gain with Bring to Light, so I think this is worth it. The mana base felt good. We didn't have very many colored mana problems. I could imagine cutting this Plains maybe. We could cut the Plains for another Breeding Pool or a Temple Garden. Yeah, actually, I think I like that. I think I'll play 1 Temple Garden over this Plains. Plains can't cast Uro. It can't cast Growth Spiral. Yeah, and we don't have like Fabled Passage or anything to search for it. That's just like, it was nice when we had Gatecreeper Vine, because there was times where we like, you play your turn 3 Gatecreeper Vine, get your Plains, and then you can just sort of be good to go next turn. But since we're not playing Vine anymore, I think I would rather just have the extra green source. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not counting these because they don't count as your first green source. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's like still not that many. So yeah, I think this is an upgrade too. So this is my current build. I'll continue tuning this a little bit. I'm very excited about it. I think it's really fun and pretty good, especially if you get the right metagame for it. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.